They are wrecking just like that. Oh, a humongous impact. Just like that, we have ourselves some drama on hand.
Things are heating up.
Got forward for the lead.
I think Roger got it. I think Roger got the win.
Is in the air. He is Dogecoin to the moon.
And that's the kind of racing you get in Thunderclap.
Welcome everyone to round one, race number one of the playoffs. This is the Lightning Before the Thunder pre-race show presented by Kubius Tackle. I am Justin Clapper in the booth tonight for Bo Condon, subbing in this round one of the playoffs for the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational. From the iRacing Super Speedway tonight, we bring you the trucks on track for the first time in the Thunderclap playoffs. And we take a look at the top of the boards. He was a man that not only won one, not two, not even three, but all four of our regular season championships. Roger Diebold sitting at the top of the board right now in his number 38 Ford F-150 with a lot of speed. Cole Gajadores, Tyler Truex rounding out the top three with Matt Garrett, Chase Leahy as your top five. Steven Sharik, a new member to the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational with a solid top 10 effort. Michael Grant, Robert Walton Jr., and Tommy Allen Jr., Matt Cherry round out your top 10. As we take a look at drivers on track right now, we see Michael Grant with 8 minutes remaining in this practice session, getting in some final laps. Michael in the 7th position as of right now. Him and his brother Bobby working together here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is the playoffs. And with that being said, we're going to take a look at the playoff points. As you see here, Roger Diebold comes in as the number one seed over Ryan Truex. Ryan has yet to join the lobby this evening. We're waiting on his arrival if he is able to make it. But he is number two. And Tyler Truex with the third seed. Chase Leahy winning that regular season finale at the Brickyard puts him in at the number 4 seed. And Tommy Allen Jr. now able to make the playoffs after issues with prior obligations. They were canceled due to COVID-19. He is now able to make the playoffs. Therefore, he will rightfully earn his 5th seed. 6th seed goes to Ryan Zunk. 7th, Robert Walton. And 8th, Bobby Grant. 9th, Tony Burleson, the number 79 machine. Cole Gajadores made his way. He points his way in. And Brandon Cash are your now 11 drivers. Now, with that being said, we will have 3 drivers eliminated instead of 2 in this first round. And we will have a wild schedule ahead of for these drivers as these trucks are making laps here at the iRacing Super Speedway. Our schedule right now is looking like iRacing Super Speedway tonight. We have Michigan in the Xfinity cars next week. And I'm sorry, in 2 weeks, we actually have an off week coming up next week. Break after what will be a wild Super Speedway race tonight. And then we will go back to our home track of Charlotte Motor Speedway for our first ever road course in a Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational. The Cup cars, well, we got contact there in practice, but we will race at the Roval in just 3 short weeks, and that will round out round one of the playoffs. But a lot can happen here tonight. Could a driver be put in a must-win situation, getting caught up in trouble? And that could very well happen. And you see some blinking issue. There's a little bit of network issues for Jake Waltman in the number 6 machine. A solid turnout so far tonight. Looks like we have just about 25 drivers so far with 5 minutes remaining. Oh, hard contact on the outside wall. Comes down. Jake Waltman and Chris Terry involved in that one. Cole Gajadores leading this pack with Brandon Cash behind him. And that looks like Kyle Sisko, the return of the 12 machine. We haven't seen him for a few weeks. But it is good to see Kyle Sisko on the racetrack with us once again. Now we'll be making a hard look at the playoff drivers. We'll be taking a look at them, but we will also be taking a look at the drivers as Kyle Sisko makes hard contact. Now the speeds here, ladies and gentlemen, they are through the roof. Well over 200 miles an hour. This 3-mile high-banked sim-created super speedway, formerly known as the NASCAR 3 Coca-Cola Speedway, has now been transferred and rescanned to iRacing specs, and we have it here in the iRacing simulator. But as I was saying, regular season drivers that did not make the playoffs, well, their points will reset also, and they will run for a 10-race season, and the driver with the most points at the end of these 10 playoff races will earn a free entry into next year. That's right, next season it is free for the drivers of the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitation. If they are able to win those points, they will be a free entry into next season. We will have a paid entry next year with sponsorship as well. And we look forward to having all these drivers returning. And if you're at home and you're watching, you want to be a part of this, go ahead and hit our admins up. Find us on social media at Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational on Facebook, at Thunderclap Invitational on Instagram, or you can shoot us an email at thunderclapinvitational@gmail.com. 3 minutes remain in this practice session. Roger Debo still paving the way, but only 0.04 of a second off of the pace of Cole Gadgedoris and Tyler Truex as well. And before we get going for this practice session, finishing up here, and we get into qualifying, we'd like to give you an idea of what our sponsorships will include. It supports the prize money. 79% of sponsorship dollars are devoted to the winner of each week's race, and it helps with the payouts. Weekly race control team. This provides us the ability to fairly confirm positions, points, penalties, and enforce all Thunderclap Series rules. And your local community, we commit ourselves each broadcast to promote your organization, its story, and most importantly, its people. So be a part of the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational. We will more than gladly welcome you in and treat you like family. And we thank all of our sponsors that we have had so far this year, as the playoffs are sponsored this year by Cameron Henn Designs. Cameron Henn, incredible designer of many, many paint schemes in the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational, including many of mine. He also is the creator of that beautiful 79 machine, and we will try to get a look at on Anthony Burleson. That Cubius Tackle Chevrolet, designed by Cameron Henn. But many other sponsors that we've had this year as well. We thank TLC Incorporated, as well as great team JCR, Cubius Tackle, Das Beer Hall, H60 Motorsports, Cameron Henn Designs, and many, many more that have been a part of this great league as we go into our first ever playoffs. But before we get going for qualifying, we're going to take a quick break and get a word from these amazing sponsors. Stay tuned.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Now's the time to get your landscape lighting system tuned up for the summer months. you're going to have people over your house, you want to have your home, your back deck, back patio, around your swimming pool, all your landscape lighting tuned up and ready, give us a call here at the office, 410-721-2342. We'll be glad to get that scheduled for you.
Back live at the iRacing Super Speedway, qualifying under the way. Anthony Burleson making his laps around the iRacing Super Speedway. Roger Diebold on track as well. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we can finally watch qualifying. I know this has been a huge request for many of the viewers as to why we weren't able to, but luckily we're able to get it figured out. And here we are taking a look at the number 38 machine as he makes his qualifying run with 8 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. These drivers get 2 laps and a 10-minute session as Ray Fataruso has jumped to the top of the board. But Roger Diebold quickly takes that spot away. And Ryan Johnson now to the top of the board. Brandon Cash with an incredible lap time here puts him P2. Brandon Cash pointing his way into the playoffs. Great effort by that number 11 Toyota. Tony Burleson makes his 79 machine go to the bottom here as he will now bump to the 6th spot, was in the top 5. Steven Sharik ends his qualifying efforts in the 7th spot. And Tony Burleson pumps his way to the top of the board. Number 79. Michael Grant right now looking to put on a good lap. Just 2 100ths off of the speed of Anthony Burleson in that 79. Coming to the line. Let's see if he's got what it takes to take the pole away. Does he have it? Here comes Michael Grant in a 904 Ford through the final turns. Taking it all the way to the bottom. Trying to take the shortest way around. Oh, that must have been his final lap there. This is a very high-speed racetrack. It is hard to tell sometimes. But right now, front row showing Anthony Burleson at number 79 alongside Michael Grant. 5.5 minutes remain in this qualifying session to see if anybody can knock these drivers off of the front row. Now, being that this is a super speedway, a lot of these drivers will opt to not qualify. But right now, we're looking at a lot of guys with, we have 5 minutes remaining, but right now a big chunk of drivers that have chose not to qualify so far. Be curious to see if they put a qualifying effort in or not with 4 minutes remaining. With these 4.5 minutes remaining, we'll take this time to go ahead and start our opening ceremonies.
Please welcome Great Highland Bagpipes as they perform our national anthem.
And the front row has changed. George Bell fans in the 52 and Dustin Stallings have clicked off. Quick times so far. 42 and the 52 on the front row with 1:45 remaining in this qualifying session. With just 1.5 minutes remaining, no drivers are on track right now. And 35 seconds remain. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with a command from iRacing Super Speedway. This is the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Now's the time to get your landscape lighting system tuned up for the summer months. You're going to have people over your house. You want to have your home, your back deck, back patio, around your swimming pool, all your landscape lighting tuned up and ready. Give us a call here at the office, 410-721-2342. We'll be glad to get that scheduled for you.
Drivers are getting ready to buckle up and get ready to rock and roll for tonight's events. With that being said, we're going to take it trackside for the command.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Das Beer Hall, home of the famous $5 liter crush.
Hey everybody, I'm Roger Diebel, the owner of Lake Norman Edits.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Jordan DeRossi.
Hi, I'm Doug Newkirk, owner of D&M Tags.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Now's the time to crank up them engines.
Start your engine!
Start your engines.
Driver, start your engines. Come on.
Start your engines!
Start your engines!
Start your engines.
Drivers, start your engines.
Engines are fired and drivers getting ready to roll off the grid. And we're going to show you the grid with, here is your lineup for tonight's iRacing Super Speedway 200 Round 1, Race 1 of the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational. George Bell fans at 52 alongside Dustin Stallings on the front row. Number 79 machine of Anthony Burleson, playoff driver, alongside Michael Grant. Ryan Johnson and another playoff driver, Brandon Cash, round out row 3. Row 4, playoff driver of Robert Walton alongside Kyle Sisko in the 12. Row number 5, Roger Diebold, your regular season champion, alongside another playoff driver, Bobby Grant, in the 14. Stephen Sharik, newcomer to the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational, on the inside of row number 6, alongside Joshua Corner in the 9. Christopher Terry alongside Ray Fataruso in row number 7. And row number 8, David Hall in the 57 alongside Patrick Langley, returning from a penalty in outside of row number 8. Matt Cherry, Jake Waltman, row 9. Row number 10 is blank because everyone from there on out did not choose to qualify. But these drivers getting ready to roll out on the grid. And the question is, who goes and who doesn't? Drivers will be dropping to the tail. You have guys hanging in the back just like you see at any other super speedway. But some of these playoff drivers are going to say, you know what? I need to go. I need to go right meow. And they're going to go right up to the front. And they're going to take it 3 wide, sometimes 4 wide. And viewers, myself and y'all included, are going to be in for one heck of a show here at the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational. I can't wait. You can't wait. The lights are out on the Chevrolet Pace truck as these drivers have all of the heart rates skyrocketing right now, as they know those 10 drivers can battle for a championship. And everybody else battling for that free entry into next season. Super Speedway Racing, one of my favorite things to call here in the Thunderclap booth. I can't wait for it as the pace truck pulls off. And here we go. The lightning will strike and the thunder will roll. The green flag is out and Dustin Stallings gets the jump. It looks like we have lost George Bell fans of Michael Grant hard on the outside wall. Not too sure what had happened there. But we are racing lap 1 of 83. Single file so far through most of the top 10, but out coming to the outside, Ryan Johnson in the 8 with a huge run to the outside. Can he make it all the way to the lead? Roger Diebold, Kyle Sisko come out with him, and we're 3 wide already down the backstretch, lap number 1. Kyle Sisko, Chris Terry, they leave Ryan Johnson hung to dry on the outside. 2 wide for second, the 79 and the 38, and here comes Kyle Sisko in that ex-wife Toyota Tundra with some nose damage already. Looks to stick that nose to the inside of Roger Diebold. Thinks twice, lines in behind him as they come side by side, 2 wide for the top spot. On the inside, Dustin Stallings with Anthony Burleson. Anthony Burleson with a lot to fight for, battling for stage points. He's on the bubble right now, and Roger Diebold, the number 1 seed. Ryan Truex not in the show tonight. Therefore, a huge advantage for that driver to make it to the next round. As the 2, Ray Fataruso with a huge run, goes to the outside of Kyle Sisko. These drivers are battling all over the place. Incredible racing already, like it's the last lap, and it's only lap number 2. Folks, we are in for one heck of a show, and these drivers are going to be battling like this all night long. Side by side, they still are for the top spot. Roger Diebold and Dustin Stallings battling in for first. Oh, and they're wrecking. The caution will fly. Let's go back and take a look at what may have happened there to see who was involved. So the 83 machine was involved in this one. Oh, looks like the 83 just breaks loose. Gets up into the 48 of Matt Cherry. Getting into Kyle Sisko, Brandon Cash involved. And it doesn't take much to get heavy damage here, ladies and gentlemen. You see the 83 machine with some left side damage. Lap number 5 of 83. Try to go back and take an overhead look of this wreck. As you see, these drivers battling really hard up front. Something I wasn't expecting to see this early. 3 wide for the lead right here coming out of 2. Oh, and it looks like Matt Cherry actually gets loose and comes down into the 83. A little bit of net code as he comes up. Jake Waltman just barely getting by that one. But your leader, Dustin Stallings, in that tied 42 machine. Great run so far by the 79 of Anthony Burleson. Let's see if we can get a quick word with him. See if we can find Tony in a channel here. Hey, Tony Burleson, this is Justin Clapper in the Thunderclap booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, strong run for you so far. Only 5 laps under green there. Very, very aggressive racing so far. Is this something that you're a little surprised to see or something you expected?
Yeah, not too surprised to see it up front, man. These guys usually are, same 10 cars usually jockeying up front. But yeah, this a tough track, man. That apron, there's not a lot of visibility, going into the turn. So that's get bit by the apron.
Absolutely. Well, you look fast out there. That Kubius Tackle Chevrolet looks beautiful. You're sitting P3 right now behind Roger Debo. That's a good spot to be in points-wise, my man. So good luck to you.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you can. What's your?
Hey, Roger Debo. This is Justin Clapper in the Thunderclap booth. You have a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, I just spoke with Tony Burleson, and he says that he was not shocked at all by the aggression of these drivers early. Let me get your mindset on that, as we're seeing a lot of side-by-side and even three-wide racing amongst the leaders. And do you think it's going to calm down after that wreck, or you think we're going to see a lot more of it?
The runs we're building with this package are just incredible. So if you got friends out here, this is the track to cash in all those favors, because this thing is really fast unless you're by yourself. But no, I don't know. I think it's gonna stay pretty intense all night.
Well, I am loving it up here as a viewer, I tell you that. So go ahead and put a show on, my man, as we're getting ready to go green. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Roger Debo, driver to number 38. We talked with Anthony Burleson in the 79. Our two top-running playoff drivers as of right now. Still a lot of racing to go, folks. As the lights are back on the pace truck, our league race control, Justin White, must have rethrown the yellow flag for one more lap to get guys caught up and in the proper lineup. We thank Justin White for all of his hard work towards the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational and everything he does to help these races go smoothly week by week. As we will get the one to go this time. Hey, Steven, this is Justin Clapper in the Thunderclap broadcast booth. You have a copy?
How's it going, Justin?
Hey, man, welcome to the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational, first off. And, man, that 83 machine looks like it's got some speed behind it. Contact there with Matt Cherry during that big wreck, but it looks like it didn't affect you too bad sitting outside of row number 2. How's that thing handling for you?
So far, it's pretty good. I'm just trying to, not mess up any of the playoff drivers first off, but, just kind of run my own race and see what I can get out of it.
10-4, my man. Well, that Ford out there looks like a hot rod to me, so good luck, and you got one quick driver there ahead of you. So good luck to you, my man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
That's Steven Sharik, the driver of the number 83 Valvoline Ford F-150. You see there on the outside of row number 2, on the outside of Anthony Burleson. Getting ready to take the green this time. Coming to lap number 9, completing lap number 8. This time by. Intensity is beginning to build. Green flag is out. Steven with some troubles there on the outside, dropping to the back. Dustin Stallings with Roger Diebold now pulling away from the field. See if we can take a look back and see what exactly happened here. Not sure if there was some tire spin involved or what may have happened. Looks like that may have been the issue. Maybe a missed shift by the 83. Top three have not changed. 42, 38, 79 as he is pulled away. As you take a look at the field here, a little more calmer than we were before that big wreck. Looks like everybody's kind of mellowed it out a little bit, but we see a run here with the 9, Joshua Corner and Chris Terry, making things exciting. Chase Leahy, playoff driver behind this group. There in the 34, you see him coming to his outside is the 52. George Bell fans, I believe he may have EOL'd from the pole or started. We're not too sure what happened there. Oh, contact with the 9 into the 57. Very easy to do here at iRacing Super Speedway. When these trucks bottom out, first thing it wants to do is dart right like that up the high banks. Jake Waltman making a move to the outside. We heard Roger talk about it. This is not a racetrack you want to be by yourself. You get the run, but then where do you go with it from there if you do not have help? And these guys are battling incredibly back here for the back half of the top 10. That 87 machine sitting in the 6th spot. Ray Fataruso the outside of him with Kyle Sisko. We know these drivers are very quick when they get together. We've seen that already at our Super Speedway races earlier in the year as Sisko darts out to the outside. Jake Waltman will work with him, and Chase Leahy will get to the inside with a 6 machine. Help coming to the backside of number 12. That's Chase Leahy. Oh, and down to the apron goes the 12, trying to get around the 87. When you get these runs, you want to go. Sometimes you don't feel like checking up. You get a little head of steam and you feel like, you know what, I'm taking this thing to the front whether you're in my way or not. And you saw that there with the 87 as he shuffles back now about 4 or 5 positions. Coming to the outside is George Belfans Jr. in that 52. It is amazing the way these trucks just roller coaster dip into the corners. You know these drivers are feeling that every lap in their wheel. As we take a quick look out front, this pack has caught the leaders. We're at the front, ladies and gentlemen. This is the battle once again for the top spot. Roger Diebold throws a block, comes back down, tries to throw a block on Sisko, 4 wide out of turn 2. Down to the bottom goes Anthony Burleson below the apron. He tries to come back up to the track. Chris Terry to his outside, 4 wide for 3rd. 3 wide for 2nd. This is incredible, folks. Do not go anywhere because this race is off the chain. Round 1 of the playoffs. These drivers know it's, and Sisko wrecks hard contact to the outside wall. They go spinning around. And that's what aggressive racing will get. It'll get you absolutely nowhere but a damaged truck on pit road for the 86 machine. I'm going to take a look back here at what exactly happened with Kyle Sisko leading this pack. You see George Belfans getting an incredible run here in the middle with Ray Fataruso. He goes to the bottom and throws the block on to Chris Terry. But Chris Terry with a head of steam. You know, you hear these drivers talk about this a lot in real life, and you hear a lot of these announcers talk about when you hook that left rear. You saw a good bit of that happen at Daytona this past weekend, and here is another product of it. You know, when these drivers throw a little block like that, you see Sisko comes up, but he holds his line. But when Chris Terry has that head of steam and he just taps that left rear, especially the high speeds here at iRacing Super Speedway, is real easy to get you loose. And when you get down to that apron here at 230 plus miles an hour that these trucks are running right now, the only thing it's going to do is send you to them. Oh, hard impact in the outside wall. As you see trucks flipping, 52 involved, 87 of Patrick Langley, hard contact there as well. 25X to elimination here as this will complete the stage number 1. Dustin Stallings rolling down pit road. Pit stops underway. First round of pit stops at the completion of stage number 1. Dustin Stallings off first, Ray Fataruso, Roger Diebold, Anthony Burleson. Looks like Stallings took either fuel only or just right side tires. Damage repair there for the number 2. Slow stop for the 38 machine as well. See if we can't catch up with any of these drivers. Hey, Brandon Cash, is Justin Clapper, the Thunderclap booth. You have a copy?
Hey, Justin Clapper, I got you up here, buddy.
Hey, my man. Well, it has been absolutely wild up here in the front. I saw that you had some contact earlier in that first wreck. How's your 11 machine looking, and what is it like out there for you, my man? Looks like you're sitting in the 9th position right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. First little caution that I got involved. Just totally took the nose off, blew up the engine, had to use my fast repair. Basically came from last place all the way to first. It was coming up the field, there was a parking lot. I mean, there was guys sandbagging real hard for this first stage. Just trying to get through it, and I wanted to get up there and get that stage point, so I was on a mission, got up there, and I think I finished P8 or P9, so good.
Well,
got stage points.
My man. Every point matters, especially right now with the playoffs on the bubble in that number 11 truck. I know you're ready to get up there and are excited to make the playoffs, so we're rooting for you, my man. Good luck out there, and keep that nose on it, will you?
Yep.
Take a look at our playoff drivers right now. Roger Diebold, the highest running playoff driver, with Anthony Burleson behind him, and Chase Leahy. Then we have Brandon Cash. Tyler Truex doing what Tyler Truex does best, keeping that thing in one piece, waiting for his time. Sitting in the 11th spot right now. Oh, sorry, 10th spot. Tommy Allen Jr. and Cole Gadge-Doris, he's sitting in the 14th spot right now. A lot of speed early. We saw a lot of speed from him in practice. But you'll see a lot of these drivers just kind of lingering back, waiting for their time. It's not over until it's over. Robert Walton, he's catching up after contact early on. Bobby Grant, the 14, another playoff driver. The lights are out on the pace truck. Getting ready to take the green flag one more time to begin stage number 2. Green flag is out. Once again, Dustin Stallings will pull away. But not for long as hot pursuit comes from the pack. Matt Cherry trying to make some moves on the outside with Roger Diebold. Ryan Johnson on the backside of Dustin Stallings. And here comes that outside line of Matt Cherry and Roger Diebold. And they got Seth Gadge-Doris working with them And that Grave Digger, number 4. And clear for the lead is Matt Cherry and at HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. Now, Roger Diebold told me before the race that his plan was to stay out front as long as he can, collect as many points, try to dominate this race. So far, he's in that position to do so, being the top running playoff driver as he's shoving the back bumper of Matt Cherry. Single file for the top 10 spots as we click off lap number 18 of 83. Lap 30 will complete stage number 2. Dustin Stallings was your winner of stage number 1. One thing I'm starting to notice, ladies and gentlemen, is it seems like these drivers start to get very, very calm, kind of figure out what they got on these runs. And once the speeds build up, that's when you start seeing these crazy runs that you heard Roger talk about when we interviewed him under the caution flag. It seems like once these drivers get confident with these runs, when we start seeing these 2 and 3 wide maneuvers, you see, wow, a lot of sliding around. You do not want to mess with that apron here. Single file throughout. Matt Cherry, he is in the top spot. You hear that engine just barely hitting the chip as they're entering these corners. Coming to the outside is Ryan Johnson now. He wants to make a move in the top spot. With this battle, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and crank it up. So turn those sound systems up and listen to these iRacing trucks as they go around the iRacing Speedway. See the banking there on the gyro cam as we ride along with Robert Walton. Incredible banking as he is behind Tommy Allen Jr. Oh, and they're starting to wreck it in front of him. Oh, Roger Diebold involved. Hard contact. Not what the 38 machine needed. See if we can go back and take a look at how this happened as we were, oh, it looks like heavy block there by Matt Cherry. Oh, Ray Fataruso clips the apron underneath him and just comes up hard contact. A lot of guys damaged and wrapped up in that one, and that puts Cole Gadgedoris. Oh, I'm sorry, as we're clicking around here. Jake Waltman now your leader. We'll have to see if Roger Diebold can make his way back through the field now. Most likely having to use a fast repair after that one. But Anthony Burleson makes it behind. Now Chase Leahy, the top running playoff driver, keeping that momentum rolling after his win last weekend at the Brickyard. But Jake Wallman's coming down pit road. Anthony Burleson coming as well. Could we be seeing some strategy here? Drivers pitting now and maybe staying out at the stage. Looks like half the field came down, half the field staying out. Chase Leahy stayed out. He will take the top spot. Ryan Johnson, Joshua Corner, and Cole Gadgedoris. Tyler Truex, the top 5 now. See 83 to 42. 6 machine rolling off now. Start to wonder if some of these guys may have had some minor aero damage that they decided to get fixed now while still early on in this race. Your leader, Chase Leahy. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. This race is far from over. Coming back to the green flag. Lap 27 is now underway of 83. This is iRacing Super Speedway 200. Presented by Cameron Henn Designs. The Thunderclap playoffs are underway. Round one, race number one. And winner last week, Chase Leahy in the top spot right now over Cole Gajdoris. And a hard charge again on the outside is the number 8 of Ryan Johnson with the 7 of Matt Garrett. And we're right back to that aggressive racing that we saw early on. See Chase Leahy trying to hold off these hard charging drivers behind him as he gets split. 3 wide on the bottom there. And Tyler Truex, he's starting to show his way up to the front. And that's 69 Chevrolet. He's second in line on the outside. See him in line behind Ryan Johnson right now. I gotta say, Jake Waltman has been the most entertaining driver out here so far tonight. He's the only man out here making these moves by himself with minimum help. Looking at 3 wide through the middle move multiple times and making it work. Very, very impressive. As it gives him the top spot. Doesn't get any more impressive than that. So a misfortune for the 11 machine as he's still down on pit road. Brandon Cash, playoff driver. He's going to have to hopefully get back on the racetrack and hope that some of these other drivers end their day with some bad turns. They can help him out in these playoffs. And to the top spot on the inside is Tyler Truex. I mean, they are slipping and sliding everywhere. This is unbelievable racing. 3 wide again. 4 wide, 5 wide. And a caution flag will wave. We'll have to see if we can find out what caused this yellow flag. You know, I'm asking myself what caused this yellow flag. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this would be the completion of stage number 2. Got so wrapped up in the excitement of the racing there. So Tyler Truex will be the winner of stage number 2. Followed by Matt Garrett, Cole Gajdoris, Chase Leahy, Ryan Johnson, Jake Waltman, Joshua Corner, Robert Walton, Anthony Burleson, and Dustin Stallings will be your top 10 for stage number 2. But to see if any of those drivers stayed out, Tyler Truex, your leader included, decide to come down pit road here. And he will. Here they come. Roger Diebold, he'll stay out. That'll put him in the top spot now. The strategy move played out. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the lucky dog going around. Lucky dog, Roger Diebold. See if we can chime in with Roger and have him explain to us a little bit of what's going on with him getting a lucky dog here. Hey, Roger Diebold, Justin Clapper in the Thunderclap booth once again. You got a copy?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, we're just trying to figure out what exactly happened to you there. And I know there was that hard contact, but it looks like you got the lucky dog. Did that wreck put you a lap down?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really don't even know what happened. I was trying to stay high to give them some room, and then next thing I know, I was in the air, and it was not good.
So it looks like up here, the number 2 truck of Ray Fataruso made a hard charging move to the inside, clipped that apron, and unfortunately, as I know all too well, when you clip that apron, it just does nothing but shoot you straight up the racetrack. And being 3 wide on the bottom, he had nowhere to go, and unfortunately, you were the guy on top.
Oh, yeah, you'll have that. This track is tricky with that.
It definitely is, but I'll tell you one thing. This package that we have this evening is absolutely incredible from a viewer standpoint. I know the people watching at home are enjoying it. I'm absolutely losing my mind up here. So I'm really going to enjoy watching you come from the back now, back on the lead lap. Hopefully that 38 machine has got no engine trouble and you're good to go, because I'd love to watch you hard charge it to the front. You've made it entertaining for sure.
Yeah, man. And then right there, I didn't know if I wanted to try to bulldog my way through there and end up on the lead lap again, or just take the lucky dog. So I just went with the safer option, went with the lucky dog instead. So we're just gonna try to keep the nose clean and see where we end up here.
Well, 10-4, my man. We'll be watching.
Thanks.
Roger Diebold, your number 1 seed in the playoffs, as David Hall will be your leader now. Anthony Burleson at his outside. $15 trucks on the lead lap. As we come to complete lap 34. Things are getting ready to heat up here as we may be seeing the final run, the beginning stage number 3. Pace truck pulls in. And the green flag waves once again. Dustin Stallings with a big push to David Hall. Anthony Burleson tucking in at the 3rd spot, with Ryan Johnson there lined up for 4th behind him, and Joshua Corn with a great effort so far up into the 5th spot. See top line starting to form there. the back of your screen there, the top line is starting to form up to make a run to the front. Chris Terry, he tries to go to the outside, sees Joshua Corner get a little loose, gets a little squirrely, trying to avoid that from being a possible incident. And everybody slices and dices their way, trying to make it to the front. Comers and goers all throughout the field, fresh tires, old tires, different pit strategies. If we stay green, I'll be really, really interested to see how fuel mileage will play out in this one tonight. You see Jake Waltman once again making his way, trying to get back to the front once more. Right now, Anthony Burleson, your top running playoff driver. Chase Leahy not far behind. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Diebold leading that outside line with Patrick Langley trying to work their way back up. Oh, and then the apron goes to 42, but he saves it. Incredible save by Dustin Stallings, but he's going to get shuffled back and quick. Jake Waltman now 4 wide for the top spot. 34 machine will clear the 9. Here comes Roger Diebold back to that top spot. He's looking for it. He wants it. But Chase Leahy currently has it. Whoa! As a 6 car blinks. Jake Waltman. Whoa, and a massive block on Roger Diebold. Reminiscence of Joey Logano there with that block. But makes it work. Roger Diebold give him a little shove and let him know what he thought about that move. Absolutely incredible racing. As we approach the halfway mark, the caution flag will wave as Jake Waltman goes around. You see him there at the bottom of your screen. Not what he wanted to have happen there. See if we can go back and see what happened here. As we were enjoying some nice views on our static cam. You see a little bit of blinking issue there. Having some connection issues is the number 6 machine. Roger Diebold takes it to the outside. Gets around number 6 as it looks like he's falling back here. Oh! Looks like he wasn't even the cause of this one. Looks like the 9 goes to avoid the block of the 38 makes hard contact. Chase Leahy involved. George Belfan's involved. Jake Waltman. Tony Burleson with the hard contact to the outside wall. Tony was having such a great night. Unfortunately, that 79 machine with heavy right front damage. Backside deck lid and spoiler damaged up as well. We'll come down pit road. As the leaders begin to come down pit road, Roger Diebold and Chase Leahy will stay out. Service is underway for a majority of the drivers here on pit road. As we have just break the halfway mark. See if we can dial it up. One of the drivers involved in that wreck. See if we can dial it up with George Belfans. Looks like his mic is not connected. Go ahead and dial back up here with the number 79 of Tony Burleson. Hey, Tony, it's Justin again in the Thunderclap booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Well, man, looks like you've had a pretty solid night so far, collecting points in both stages, but definitely not what you wanted to have happen there with contact hard into the outside wall. How does it feel out there? Do you feel like you got what it takes to get back up front? And we were just clicked over the halfway mark. What's your strategy plan here to get to the end of this race?
Yeah, me to stay out of trouble, man. I thought I, drove completely through that wreck and tried to come back up the track and somebody was there, man. It's just bad luck. But yeah, just try to stay clean, man, and be there at the end. That's always my plan.
I hear you on that one, man. Well, good luck to you. We'll be watching, and looks like there's only about 15 trucks on the lead lap, so nice little cushion for you to hang out and get to the end of this thing.
Yes, sir.
That was Tony Burleson, driver to number 79 Chevrolet. Cubious Tackle Chevrolet this weekend. As we get ready to take the green one more time. We've had a total of 5 cautions so far, 13 lead changes. 46.212 is your fastest lap time of the evening. As the Thunderclap pace truck rolls down pit road, Roger Diebold, Chase Leahy, regular season finale race winner alongside a regular season champ as we take the green. But that damage might be affecting the 34 as Roger Diebold gets a big jump Chris Terry to the inside of Chase Leahy. Roger hung out by himself. Not where you want to be, as you see the way that the pack is already catching him. And Jake Waltman does not waste any time of making things exciting. Oh, as he barely shuts the door on the 42. Makes the hole there, but keeps all four fenders on it for the most part. A little bit of right rear damage on the 6. Nothing to be overly concerned about. As you see Chris Terry all over the back bumper of Roger Diebold. Chris Terry, a driver that doesn't often run in Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational, makes it when he can. But usually a frequent super speedway racer and shows a lot of speed at these super speedways, especially when it counts there at the end. He was a part of that 4-wide finish at Talladega earlier this season in the trucks with Roger Diebold, who took the W in that race. Roger's one and only victory. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, he's got a little bit of a Martin Truex mentality when it comes to collecting stage points. That's what helped Roger to his regular season championships. But looking to collect another victory on another super speedway tonight as he is in control. A little two-truck tandem going on here with him in the 86. Looks like the number 6 machine and the number 8 working together, pulling away from the field. Working lap 47 of 83. Chris Terry barely able to fit a piece of paper between his front bumper and Roger's back bumper. You hear him working that throttle, coming over the bumps. You hear these drivers working that throttle, dragging the brake just a little bit as well, working that air. Running the shortest way around this racetrack, and that's helping them build a pretty hefty gap as they are almost 3 seconds ahead of the field. Catching lap traffic right now. That car of George Bell fans on the outside, number 52 machine. These leaders will put him a lap down as he stays to the outside. Jake Waltman looking to make a move to the inside of Chris Terry. Oh, Chris Terry gets shoved out of the way. He'll fall in line in third. Jake Waltman now looking for that top spot. I said it earlier, he's the only driver out here I've seen being able to make moves like this by himself without any help of another driver. Roger Diebold still in control. Let's check in with the number 23 machine, Brian Zunk, another playoff driver. Running in the 10th spot right now. Seth Gazdorf ahead of him. Says brother Cole in the 89 machine, playoff driver, sitting in the 8th spot. In front of him, Tommy Allen Jr. made his way into the playoffs, number 5 seed, sitting in the 7th spot with Dustin Stallings, David Hall ahead of him. And now Christopher Terry on the tail end of this 4-truck pack. But with these drivers slicing and dicing and racing up front, this pack is starting to catch them, led by David Hall. And they are catching them quick. And we are about to see some excitement pick up, folks. Be interesting to see when somebody decides to make the move.
I think we're about to see some action here.
I think so, Brandon Cash. Unfortunate turnout for you tonight, my man. It looked like you had a strong outing going, but heavy damage twice to your 11 machine, but always a pleasure to hear your voice.
Absolutely. As we see this front pack has finally gotten caught by David Hall.
Roger Diebold has been in control for a majority of this race in the back half of the way, and you see Chris Terry, not a driver we normally talk about leading, as he takes the lead away with Ryan Johnson, both clearing Roger in the 6 of Jake Waltman. Johnson all over the backside of the 86. Roger Diebold all over the back of the number 8. Now, here is another true test right here. Jake Waltman. Cash, I was mentioning to our viewers, he seems to be the only truck out here that can really make moves by himself without the help of another driver. I don't know if you were able to witness what it felt like out there in the air.
It's pretty crazy, too, because his rear bumper's beat up pretty good, and he's still up there in top 4th position, sorry.
Yeah, and I think that, unfortunately, that damage now being the tail of this pack is going to hurt him. But it'll be really curious if that helps the drivers in the pack catch these guys. Because as a pack of 4, they pulled away pretty quick, but I'm not sure how it'll be as a pack of 3. And as I say that, Jake Waltman just hangs on right there, pulls himself right back into it. Oh, and stepped out, goes to number 6. Almost like we're watching the calm before the storm with these drivers here being single file. But Jake Waltman, once again, trying to find the opportunity to make it back to the front. Now, Cash, I got to ask you, my man, how many laps can you make it on a fuel run out here if we were to stay green?
You know, Clapper, I'm not exactly sure. I unfortunately was not able to make a full fuel run.
And I think that's going to be a
under
big
the
unknown
assumption
for,
around 30 laps.
and I think that'll be a big unknown for a lot of these drivers. As I bet we are getting ready for green flag pit stops, and that's probably why you're seeing majority of this field stay single file. They're probably trying to hustle through the Discord channels, find somebody to come down pit road with them, because you will not want to come down alone. You're going to need all the help you can find. And right now, being single file, you know that if you are not on a plan with other people, well, if you see that leader come down, it's not always a bad guy to follow. We've got about 26 laps to go at the iRacing Super Speedway. Under green here, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for the finish. Stay tuned.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Now's the time to get your landscape lighting system tuned up for the summer months. You're going to have people over your house. You want to have your home, your back deck, your back patio, around your swimming pool, all your landscape lighting tuned up and ready. Give us a call here at the office, 410-721-2342. We'll be glad to get that scheduled for you.
Back at the iRacing Super Speedway, we're gonna have 60 of 83, 23 laps to go. Your leader is still Chris Terry. Still single file so far. Not much has changed since the commercial break. We do see Jake Waltman once again trying to make moves by himself. Now Roger Debo will go to the outside. Jake Wallman doesn't go with him. Unbelievable. Smart move by Roger to duck back to the bottom. Try to get another run at it. And it's incredible the roller coaster dip that these trucks take on corner entry.
These corners are steep. You just throw it into them.
Without a doubt, and at these high speeds with this new package that we have this weekend, it's making for incredible runs, and it's got to make it even harder to control these trucks. As you come over that bump into the bottom, the truck slams at the racetrack at well over 200 miles an hour.
You know, Clapper, I'd really like to talk about somebody I've been following here. That'd be Tyler Truex in the 12th position. You'll notice he's on the lead. He's on the tail end of this lead pack here. And what he's been doing basically every lap here to maintain his prime position here in the rear. That way he noticed, oh, everybody's pitting in.
Here we go. Green flag pit stops underway.
It's what he's been doing in order to maintain his position in the rear to avoid all the wrecks and whatnot. Is on the entrance of the corners, he's been going very, very wide. He's just been parachuting himself on the outside of the corner and then diving back in, maintaining his fuel mileage.
Almost like a strategy to avoid any incident in the corner that maybe will wash up. And also could be a tire saving strategy. When you ride the top side in these corners and not on the bottom where you can really eat up that right front, these drivers only have 3 sets of tires tonight. That could be a huge, huge advantage to save tires to the end. As you see Roger Diebold rolling off behind Dustin Stallings, David Hall on pit road. 20 laps to go. We'll see how this plays out with these drivers coming down pit road. Chris Terry still leading the way with Ryan Johnson and Jake Waltman. As they put those trucks that came down pit road lap down.
That is going to shake things up tremendously. We'll see here who has been saving their fuel and see who has to come down.
You see Steven Sharik and George Bell fans getting in the mix here, both lap trucks. As you see Cole Gadge-Doris making evasive maneuvers to get around them. As we have a few more takers down pit road. Anthony Burleson amongst these drivers coming down pit road. Ryan Johnson as well. Chris Terry now on pit road. Now Cole Gadge-Doris is your new leader with his brother Seth behind him and Tyler Truex. You talked about him. Well, here he comes to take the top spot away as he rolls down the pit road, just as I say that. The timing is impeccable.
We'll see how these strategies work out.
Absolutely.
We saw earlier.
This could make or break the outcome of this race for many of these drivers.
We saw earlier these cars that were exiting pit road were getting just past as they were entering back on the track at the backstretch. We'll see how this shakes out.
Now Bobby Grant, another playoff driver, he rolls down pit road with Robert Walton. These drivers in the back half of the top 10 right now. 7 to Matt Garrett, splits the gap of those two as he rolls out of pit road. You see Ryan Johnson and Jake Waltman now trying to get back on the lead lap, trying to race their way back to the lead lap. There's Terry there as well. These two drivers, 3 drivers now on the top side, still having to come to pit road. Looks like Tyler Truex will roll off of pit road. The field will split him. And back to the lead lap they will go. Jake Waltman now in the 4th position. This should be your battle for the lead when it cycles out. '89 and the number 4 still needing to come to pit road. Brothers working together.
You can tell these guys definitely run with each other a lot. They've been able to be on each other all night.
Absolutely. The way some of these drivers have been able to link bumpers, and you saw what could happen earlier in this race when you don't link properly, when Chris Terry got into the left rear of Kyle Sisko and sent him up the racetrack. Nothing intentional, but it's just that little bit to the left contact will upset these trucks. And at these high speeds and high banking, there's only one way for it to go, and it's a hard right into the outside wall. Curious at his strategy here of Ryan Zunk, Seth Gadsdoris, and Cole Gadsdoris yet to come to pit road. We're working lap 69 of 83. This pack starting to heat up. You see Roger Debo now. He knows that when this cycles out, this will be the battle for the lead.
We just got confirmation from the 89 pitting this time around.
This time by the 89 machine of Cole Gadsdoris. Will he make it to pit road clean to keep us completely caution-free through this green flag pit stop? And he will. There it is. Your top three on pit road now. So when this cycles out, here is your battle for the top spot. Roger Debo right back into it. Back where he once was laps before. But Jake Waltman says, no, sir, this is my time to shine. We're not single file anymore. Michael Grant, he will slow up that outside line, trying to avoid any contact. They make it through clean. Side by side for the top spot, the top six. 2 by 2 by 2. As we roll to the corners of our Racing Super Speedway. And now 3 wide for the top spot.
The Gadsdoris are just entering turn 1, leaving pit road. We'll see where they stack up.
We'll see how they got past this, puts this pack back on the lead lap. This should be it now. Next time by, official scoring should score this pack, the lead group. But who will be the one to lead the lap? Will it be Roger Debo? Dustin Stallings right there behind him. Ryan Johnson now dropping back.
Waltman pushing Terry out of the way.
Absolutely, and we've seen this happen multiple times tonight of drivers getting washed out. And there you have it, Roger Debo back to the top of the board. Green flag pit stops are complete. This is the final run to the end. Roger Debo, Dustin Stallings, Jake Waltman, David Hall, Ryan Johnson, Christopher Terry, Tyler Truex, Seth Gadsdoris, Ryan Zunk, and Tommy Allen Jr., your top 10. Oh, and Dustin Stallings all the way down to the apron on the front stretch. Jake Waltman now stuck on the inside with no help behind him. But it hasn't been an issue for him all night. He'll tuck in the 4th spot behind David Hall. And there he goes again, Cash. You see him making those moves. It's incredible how he can just duck out like that and not drop like a rock. Oh, this might be that time where he does, as nobody helps the 6 truck. But it looks like we might have some planning going on here, maybe some team orders.
I'm pretty sure they were talking in the Discord, Clapper. What do you think?
I mean, I'm going to say by the way things just lined up, absolutely. As we see this top line forming up here with Ryan Johnson and Jake Waltman. We know they've been working together. Oh, and he hangs him to the outside. Jake Waltman says, I'm a one-man band. I'm going to the bottom. Christopher Terry with an absolutely incredibly impressive performance tonight. Battling it up here for this top spot. 10 laps remaining. We are getting to the end of this thing, guys. Winding down. Race 1 of round number 1 in the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational Playoffs presented by Cameron Hen Designs. Jake Wallman with a push. Whoa, when we talk about that left rear, not where you want to be pushing these trucks.
Get awfully squirrely, awfully quick. Really interesting to see what Truex does here. I'm really really interested in this, Clapper.
Yeah, that's something I'm
He's
keeping
got
a
a
close
little train
eye on
back there.
myself. As Tyler Truex just kind of lingering back here. A little bit of blink there from Robert Walton behind him. You got Chase Leahy there as well. Big move by Chris Terry to the outside. The only thing is, the more that these guys exchange positions in the mirror of Roger Debo, the happier he's going to be as he can maintain control, only having to block one truck, being Dustin Stallings, rather than having to worry about a pack of 2 to 3 wide behind him. Black truck up ahead. Will this play any factor in the battle for the top spot? Bobby Grant. He'll stay to the top side. Oh, looks like he's going to try to filter in. Tries to throw a block to the outside line. Unbelievable. Who will make the move and when will it come? Yet to see any move by Tyler Truex. He's at the tail of this. I think he knows what's coming. You know, majority of these Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational races have ended on a green-white checkered. And if Larry McReynolds was here, he would always say, cautions breed cautions. So with that being said, do we see a green-white checker finish here at iRacing? I think there's a solid chance as intensity is beginning to pick up here with just 6 laps remaining. Roger Debo leading the way, but these guys are going to want to take that away from him.
I see Terry shuffling back.
Chris Terry has dropped back to the 7th spot. To the back of this pack with Michael Grant there to his outside. He's a lap down. Outside line slowly starting to form up here. Ryan Johnson leading that line. Got a couple lap trucks mixed in.
People have picked their partners and they're starting to roll.
Coming to the line, a complete lap 78 of 83. 5 laps remain at iRacing Super Speedway. It's race number 1 in round 1 for the Thunderclap Stock Car Playoffs. Roger Debo, your leader, as they pass the lap truck of Matt Garrett. Back single file for the lead lap trucks. Waiting for their moment to make the move. Only 5 drivers in the top 10 are playoff drivers due to misfortune with a couple big ones early on. But for the most part, it's been incredible green racing, green flag racing for a majority of the night. We went through green flag pit stops and brought us to where we are right now. Oh, we see some smoke on the racetrack, but doesn't seem to be any issue for the top spot. We see Tyler Truex now starting to make his moves, working with Ryan Johnson. Will they make it to the front? Christopher Terry thinking about going up there. We are patiently waiting, as well as everybody else, to see who makes the move. Intensity picking up. Heart rates are picking up. Aggression of these drivers is definitely going to be picking up.
We are coming to 2 to go.
Will somebody make the move on Roger Diebold? Will they take the risk? Lap traffic on the outside. Here we go. We're going to be 3 wide momentarily. Big run coming from the outside. They're linked up with 2 laps remaining. As Ryan Zunk now.
Slow car.
Oh, the field splits them. Unbelievable.
That was hair raising.
I cannot believe that lap truck to stay in the inside of the middle of the racetrack like that. But here we go. Coming to 1 to go. Dustin Stallings all over the backside of Roger Diebold. Will he make the move? Is there time? If that outside line forms up once again. Here we go. White flag this time by. Next flag will end the race. We will not see a green-white checkered on a super speedway for the first time in the Thunderclap Stock Car Invitational. And the wrecking behind.
Christopher Terry into the wall.
Christopher Terry harder than the outside wall, but we're going to keep our eyes on the leaders as we are coming down to the checkered flag. Jake Waltman sticks his nose to the outside. He'll take a look, but Dustin Stallings says he wants it more. And there they go to the outside. It's Dustin Stallings with David Hall to his backside, and they can get back single file. Will Jake Waltman make the move? Coming to the checkered flag this time.
Roger Diebold with the block.
Roger throws the block on Jake Waltman. Roger Diebold will win and advance his way to round 2. Roger Diebold with his 2nd career Thunderclap Stock Car win. Jake Waltman in 2nd place. Dustin Stallings in 3rd. David Hall takes the 4th spot. Ryan Johnson 5th. And Tyler Truex 6th. 7th will be Christopher Terry. 8th, Tommy Allen Jr. I'm sorry, 7th will be Tommy Allen Jr. 8th, Christopher Terry officially. Seth Gadget-Doors 9th. Chase Leahy will be 11th. Waiting on official word for the 10th spot. But Roger Diebold burning it down here at iRacing Super Speedway. Getting his 2nd win in that 38 machine in what was an incredible race tonight. Pure dominating form, though, by Roger Diebold as he will advance his way to the next round and will hold on to that number 1 seed in the playoff standings.
The champ is looking to make it into the big boys.
Oh yeah, he is proving to the field why he was the overall champion in the regular season. And this has to scare some of these drivers out here because he only had 1 win going into the playoffs and a ton of stage wins and stage points with bonuses that will carry over into the playoffs. It was an incredible burnout by Roger Diebold.
giving the
But now to
fans
go into the
what they
playoffs
want.
and win in race number 1, it has to kind of worry you a little bit of, that's one less spot now available to the next round. And that's 5 more bonus points for Roger to continue in these playoffs. And it's going to be a great points day as well. It looks like him and Tyler Truex were the top playoff drivers. A lot of misfortunes for a lot of the playoff drivers tonight. Going to begin interviews here with our top 3 drivers. Starting with the podium spot in the 3rd spot, Dustin Stallings in at number 42. Dustin, you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I've got you.
Hey, man, incredible run from you all night long. It showed a ton of speed. That Tide truck was beautiful out there. Take us through your night from the seat of that 42 machine.
At the start of the race, I had no idea I would have stayed up front that whole first stage and get the stage win. But there was a big wreck, and somehow I made it through it without getting damaged. Kind of a Code Brown moment, but I just managed to have a solid finish in the second stage, and just pit strategy played out really well in the end, and just had a really good race throughout the whole race.
Well, I tell you what, it was entertaining as heck to watch. You battling up there with Roger and the man that finished in the second spot, Jake Waltman. Do you have a copy, my man?
Yeah, I got you.
Jake, man, I got to tell you, you by far were the most entertaining thing out on that racetrack tonight, without a doubt. For some reason, with a beat-up back bumper, you were able to make moves by yourself that no one else could. I know it's got to be a little disappointing to come home in a second spot, but a podium finish for you nonetheless, and one heck of a show that you put on for us viewers.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, it was a blast. I mean, it was actually really funny. So at the start of the race, my girlfriend was actually leaving my house, and when I saved it, I think it was in turn 1 and 2, I was literally – she was in – I don't want to be cocky, but she was helping me drive it while I was saving it. So that was pretty cool to have her, just right by my side and do that. But no, it was actually really fun. It was really getting frustrating, the fact that everyone was being so patient. I thought people would be more aggressive. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I tried to make aggressive, clean move. I didn't try to wreck anybody. I let off if it was too much. Roger was just Ryan Newman type passing. I mean, I couldn't get by him. I tried everything, but no, it was fun. I had a blast. I mean, this is definitely what I expected here. But no, thank you all for putting this on. This is a bunch of fun.
Yes, sir. We're glad to have you a part of it, man, and we look forward to having you in more races to come. And right now, we'll have to see how points shake up, but a great points day for you to get that opportunity at a free entry fee in the next year. So keep battling it out, man. 9 more races to go this year. Congratulations on a podium spot.
Yes, thank you so much. And shout out to my girlfriend. She's the best.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jake's girlfriend for helping him drive. I mean, she may be better than you if she helped you with that.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, man. Well, congratulations once again, and a big congratulations to, well, I got to say it, he's the man to beat right now, ladies and gentlemen. 4-time regular season champ this year, and he takes the first win in the playoffs. You see him doing donuts on your screen. The driver of the NRA Ford F-150 Bass Pro Shops, number 38, Roger Diebold.
Hell yeah. What a way to start the playoffs, am I right?
I mean, incredible, my man. pure dominating fashion up there. You were like the Dale Jr. Pied Piper of the field. I thought Jake Waltman was going to have a shot to get around you. I mean, he definitely showed incredible speed. Dustin Stallings right there behind you. But like they said, man, you were incredibly hard to pass, and it paid off for you there at the end. I do got to ask, though, when y'all were catching that lap truck of the 23, what was going through y'all's mind when he decided to stay in the middle of the racetrack?
I knew they were on my bumper, and they were asking me, saying, hey, are we going high or low? And I said, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. And I keyed up and said, hey, Zunk, where you going? And he made a last-minute move to get out of the way, but I was pretty much at the point of no return there. So
yeah,
I'm glad
I don't want to say
he
that,
jumped up and gave me the lane.
I don't want to say that was your winning move of the race, but that outside line was definitely coming, and it would have been definitely an interesting finish there, and I think that definitely helped solidify a little bit of a safer finish there for you coming to the end. But nonetheless, dominating fashion for the 38 machine. Punch your way into round number 2, taking some pressure off you in these next 2 weeks. Would that change your mindset at all going into Michigan and the Roval, or is it still go for the win, get max points, and full steam ahead?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try to do the best I can, but I just try to point some now that I got the win. Just try to rack up as many points as I can every race.
I hear you, my man. Well, congratulations to you. Incredible victory. And can't wait to see you on the next one as we have the Xfinity cars next week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, in 2 weeks. You know, I seem to forget that as commissioner, if I want to take off on my birthday, I can. So I'm going to gift the entire field a week off next week, September 8th. Go ahead and have a beer for me, because I'm going to have a beer for myself. But with that being said, I'm Justin Clapper. Roger Diebold's your winner. For Brandon Cash, Bo Condon, we miss you. Can't wait to have you back here in a few weeks. Got a couple weeks off. Incredible race to go into an off week. We'll catch you in 2 weeks at Michigan in the Xfinity cars. Same time, ladies and gentlemen. So good night. Let the lightning strike.